Hello everyone. Let me introduce to you the operation of diode laser hair removal machine. First, let's introduce the interface. This is the switch, turn the key to turn it on. And this is an emergency switch. When an emergency situation occurs, just press it to shut down. After starting up, it will enter the self-test interface, and each item will be tested. If there is a problem, it will cross. If there is no problem, it will tick. When there is no problem, 100% will be displayed here. In this interface, there are a medical version and a beauty version. Let's look at the medical version first. After entering the medical version interface, we first select the skin type and the operation area. After selecting a specific treatment area and skin type, the interface will display recommended parameters, which can be performed skin test according to the parameters. For parameter settings, we also offer recommended parameters like this. This is energy density. When the skin type is darker, the energy density needs to be reduced. If the skin is fairer, it can withstand relatively high energy density. This is the pulse width, which means the time of the light stays on the skin. For thicker hair, the pulse width is relatively higher. This is the frequency, which mainly affects the speed of sliding during operation. And high-frequency treatment needs to move quickly. Suitable for large area treatment and skilled operators, low-frequency therapy needs to move slowly, suitable for beginners. Moreover, 1 Hz SAM style treatment, suitable for local small area treatment. This is the number of shots used for this treatment. This is the temperature for cooling the treatment head. And this is the standby button and ready button. Then this icon is the setting interface of the backstage. The first is the serial number of the device, and the serial number of the handle. Then there is the total number of spots used so far. Here we can choose the language. This is for setting the light volume, and we can choose the laser emission control mode. The last is engineering mode. When it is necessary to adjust the backstage data, the owner can contact the engineer for the password. Next, let's take a look at the beauty version. The first step is to choose the treatment area and skin type. The recommended parameters will be showed. For the beauty version, we only need to adjust the operation area, skin type and energy density. The total energy and frequency are preset, according to the operation area and skin type. And this is the cooling temperature of handle. The progress bar below is the recommended operation time according to the skin type and operation site. When the progress bar reaches 100%, the treatment is completed, and the system will automatically switch to the standby state to stop the laser output. Here comes our items preparation. Gel, hand sanitizing gel, alcohol pads, goggle eye shade, disposable razor, gloves, line pen, bows, container for gel. Next we introduce the operation procedures. First, sign the informed consent by the patient. Exclude contraindications and inform patients of postoperative precautions and possible problems. And next step is to draw lines. Then take a picture before the operation, so that the effect can be compared. Finally, clean hands and shave hair. After shaving, a supply can be used before the operation to reduce pain. During the treatment, we adjust the parameters first, then select the skin type and operation area. Now we are going to make the treatment on the lower leg. We can see the interface shows a recommended parameter, which can be for skin testing. Please remind that the patient put on the eye shade, and the operator put the goggle on. Firstly, apply gel on the operation area to protect the skin. The thickness of the gel should be 2-3 mm. And then clean the treatment head before the operation. Now we can see some frost on the cooling head. It can improve the operating comfort, and avoid burning skin. Generally speaking, the temperature of the handle defaults to 4 degrees Celsius. And the temperature can be lowered according to the patient's feeling. Then we choose a specific area for light spot testing. Now we start the skin test, and need to wait for 5-10 minutes, and then to see if we can reach the endpoint reaction. The root of the thick and robust hair follicle may exhibit mild pimples or edema-like reactions. The fine hair follicle may appear slightly red or experience a mild tingling sensation. After the skin test reaches the endpoint reaction, the large area treatment can be started. When operating, note that the treatment head should be vertically attached to the skin and properly pressurized to avoid light leakage. Then slide according to the frequency. During the treatment, remember to ask the patient how they feel. If the patient feels uncomfortable, the energy should be adjusted in time. And operating method is swiping along the direction of the hair follicle. Slide on each part about 6 to 8 times, but if a suitable reaction occurs earlier than 6 to 8 times separation, the treatment can be stopped. When sliding, the last and next light spots can overlap by 1/3 to ensure that each part absorbs enough energy. At the same time, ensure that the gel is sufficient. If the gel is moved to other areas, it should be removed back to the treatment area. We can also control the sliding speed according to the light emitting sound. The sliding method usually uses the cross method, such as sliding 3 to 4 times vertically, and then sliding 3 to 4 times horizontally. When there is residue or hair sticking to the treatment head, we need to wipe it off in time to ensure normal light output and avoid skin burns. When all the treatment areas have reached the endpoint reaction, the treatment can be ended. For example, erythema appears at the root of the hair follicle, and the skin is reddish and slight heat, indicating that the endpoint has been achieved, and the treatment can be ended. Now, we can see that erythema has appeared on the patient's skin, which proves that the endpoint reaction has been reached. So the treatment can be stopped. Now we are going to demonstrate stamp-style treatment method in small area, such as upper lip hair removal treatment. The preoperative and postoperative procedures are the same as the previous lower leg treatment. For stamping treatment, the frequency needs to be adjusted to 1 Hz. During operation, the treatment head should be vertically attached to the skin and pressurized properly to avoid light leakage. When stamping, each light spot can overlap 1/3. When treating lip hair, the patient can be asked to purse their lips properly to facilitate the operation. And now we introduce the difference between the beauty version and the medical version. The beauty version is simpler. It is also the first to choose the treatment area and the skin type. Then you only need to adjust the energy and the temperature. Other parameters are preset, according to the skin type and treatment area. We don't need to adjust. Below is the treatment progress bar, showing the recommended operation time. During operation, the time will change. When the progress bar reaches 100%, the treatment is completed, and the system will automatically switch to the standby state and stop the laser output. After the treatment, we need to remove the gel and then apply cold compress. The cold compress method is also very important. Don't stay in one position for too long to avoid frostbite. Apply cold compresses to each position for about 10 seconds. Then move to the next location until the patient does not feel heat, and restore the skin temperature. During the cold compress process, we can explain to the patient the postoperative precautions, and remind that the interval time for the next treatment of hair removal. Here we can take a look at postoperative precautions, and treatment intervals. In conclusion of this video, we introduce the interface, preoperative, intraoperative, postoperative operation, and treatment course of diode laser hair removal. Please watch intently and follow the standard procedure for treatment. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.